Before we learn how to solve a linear programming problem fully, we will have to learn how to draw a graph of linear inequation. Because uh, in a linear programming problem, you may have a constraint which may look like this: x plus 2y is less than equals to 7. So how would I draw a graph for this? Before we learn this, we will convert this symbol into a equals to and then just see. Suppose, what if you have x plus 2y equals to 7? If you remember, in class 9, we have already learned how to draw a graph for such equations. Let me show you. So you can make x as the subject. You can take 2y to the other side like this, and then you can make a box, if you remember. Then I need at least 3 points here, x and y. When y equals to 0, when I put here 0, then x will be 7. When y is 1, x will be 5. When y is 2, x will be 3. So here I have the 3 set of points. Then I can plot it now. Before I plot, I'll mark this 6, 7 here as well. 5, 6, and 7. If you can see this graph here, I've already made the graph. This is O for me, 0. Now let's start plotting it. Let me plot it in different color. Let me plot it in green. So 7, 0 would be here. 5, 1 would be here. And then 3, 2 would be somewhere here. So if you can see, I have circled the 3 points. Can you see this 3 points? Okay, all in green. So let us draw a line. Okay, this color here. So how would I draw it? Let me join this here. I'll have to join this perfectly like this. And oh my god, not like that. Let me show you. Okay, so that would be more or less the graph of the I'd have to make it more appropriate, so, and that'll work. So that is the graph of the following equation. Okay, but this was not an equation. Remember, this was not an equation, it was an inequation. So I actually had x plus 2y was less than equals to 7. So what should I do? What is the difference between equation and inequation? The difference is quite simple. If you have inequation symbol, then this line would have direction, either towards your either away from the origin or towards the origin, like this. It will have directions. Now which direction? To know that, we have to check this equals to sign. It's quite simple. For less than equals to, for less than, it will be towards the origin. It will be towards the origin, and for more than equals to sign, more than, it will be away from the origin, away from the origin. So what would be this line? This is less here. Let me highlight and show it to you. This is less, so it should be towards the origin. So this line will be like this. This is the direction of the line. It will sweep the area towards the origin. So is that clear till here? But if you don't want to follow this primitive method, let me say, if you don't want to follow, let me rub all this. If you don't want to follow this old method of doing this sum, then what can I do is, I don't want this table. So what will I do is, I'll show you something new. Okay, so what can I do here is, I'll have to give you a new formula. There is a intercept form, something called intercept form of a straight line. You may not be aware of it. Suppose if any any straight line is written in the form ax plus by plus c equals to 0. If you have this equation, then you need to convert this equation into this form: x by a plus y by b equals to 1. This is called the intercept form. What is this? The intercept form. Here, this a, you may copy all this. A is called the x-intercept, and this b, if you can see here, is called the y-intercept. It's called the y-intercept. That means if I am to draw the graph for this equation, then it should be like this. Here is a straight line. This one is A and this one is B. These are called intercepts. Intercepts is the number of divisions from the origin to the point where the line cuts the x-axis here. The line cuts the x-axis. And the number of division, y-intercept, here, the line cuts the y-axis, still here. This is the distance. This is the y-intercept and this is the x-intercept. Okay. Now, if I have to apply this, whatever I have taught you, if I have to apply this logic to the sum that we have just done, then how would it be done? Let's see. So what was the equation that was given to us earlier? Let me see it. X plus 2y less than equals to 7. Okay. X plus 2y less than equals to 7. X plus 2y less than equals to 7. That was my equation. Okay, so how do I convert it into this form here? This form. So I'll have to do this. X plus 2y is less than equals to 1 and 7 goes down here. X by 7 plus 2y by 7 is less than equals to 1. So as you all can see, I have here 7 and I have here 7, but this 2 is extra here. This side is 1. It's almost these two are almost the same, but the only problem is this 2. So what can I do is x by 7 plus y by 7 by 2. This 2 here, let me show you in different color. This 2 here goes down here. Okay, so I have this is less than equals to 1. So finally the equation that I have is, I'll write it down a little this side, x by 7 plus y by, I can say 3.5, 3.5. Okay. Okay, just wait. Y by 3.5 is less than equals to, it should be 1. 3.5 is less than equals to 1. Great. Now, if I have to plot this, suppose the same equation, if I need to plot this in the graph paper, the above graph, I will plot the same equation in the above graph, then how would it look like? Let's see. So this is the equation that I have. Let me highlight. I'll plot it here, okay, in the same graph. So where would be, what is the x-intercept? 7. The x-intercept for me is 7 here. So where would be 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here is the first point. Let me show you in different color. Maybe green. It is the same, not green, sorry. Okay, yellow. So this is the first point because the x-intercept is 7, so this will be the first point, 7 comma 0, because 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 is 7 divisions towards your right, it's positive. And 3.5, so it'll be 1 2 3 and 3.5 almost here. Okay, my line is not straight, so 3.5 would be almost here itself. So if I join this, I would still get the same line. So isn't this a easier method than the method that we have just done, the lower one? Isn't this the easier method to do it? You can prefer whatever you want, the first method or the second method, it's the same, and the direction remains the same because there is a less than equals to here, if you can see with the green thing. If there is a less than equals to, then it will be always towards the origin, it will be this side. Okay, so that's how we plot a linear inequation. Okay, in the next video we will learn how to fully solve a linear programming problem.